So my talk is going to be about pitching and selling an indie game. This whole thing comes from my own point of view, my perspective, and my own experiments with it. My name is Dimitar Tsaprev, and I've been making games for a while. And this talk is kind of targeted for people who want to get into the game development business and want to make a living out of games, out of making games, or people who have friends who do this, but they still haven't, released the game. Or if you have already, if you're already working on a game and you want to release it, and not sure how to proceed with this, because in the game industry there's these two branches. Like one is the development and the creative process, and the other is the business, and they are quite different. And obviously, I started with the creative process, and only recently I had to get into the other branch and deal with it. So let's begin. So who am I? I started gaming at the age of 4. My parents bought a computer back then and started gaming on Windows 95. Then in high school, I was 14 years old when I started working on game development. So basically, I started learning how to make games. I didn't want to program. Programming seemed very alien to me and very hard. I was not good at math. But as years went by, I realized that I had to learn programming in order to be able to achieve my ideas. So I had to I never liked programming, but I kind of learned to program. So I program in several languages, mostly C#. And during that time in high school and in university, I made a couple of games. Actually, a lot of games, didn't finish any of them. There was like first-person shooters, platformers, puzzle games, you name it. Tried different engines. And in 2012, when I graduated from high school, me and some friends founded our studio, which is called Dreamteck, and we founded it as a hobby. So my parents had a garage, and they just lended it to me and say, you do whatever you want to do there, it's okay. We're not gonna ask. So we started making games there, and in 2015, we actually founded our official company, and I became the CEO. And during that time, 2015, 2017, we worked on some commission projects. It's not something to be proud of. I mean, these were mobile games targeted for, just making money, full of ads, not without any gameplay value. So my brain kind of still hurts from that, but it was a very necessary step in order for us to kind of gather capital and be able to proceed and chase our dreams, which have always been to make our own games and release our own games. So we started out in a small office with our laptops, and only recently actually we got funding and we moved into a bigger office. In 2016 we released our first Unity plugin, so we developed a tool for other developers to make games with. So we published this, and we published another plugin afterwards. And last year we had the amazing opportunity to release our own game live slides on the Apple Arcade platform. We're currently working on porting it to Nintendo Switch and PC. So this is kind of my timeline of development and experience with the game business. So where do we start when we want to make a game and we want to sell it? So the first thing is we need a prototype. Now the prototype is a short snippet of the game which kind of shows what the game is about, what's going to happen. And the first and most important thing about a prototype is to make it small. It is a prototype, so it needs to just show the core concepts of the game, like the core mechanics and the core gameplay loop, and it needs to be small. If you go ahead and start working on huge worlds, lots of content, you are kind of missing the point. The point of the prototype is to get something out fast so that you can see if this game concept actually works, and if there is any point of developing it further.